This is my second time doing the intro because lipstick got on my teeth. Alright, hi, my name is Ashley, and the support that I got on my last video was really nice, and I'm glad it was helpful to a lot of people applying to art schools and thinking about art school in general. I have now finished my first semester at FIT, so I wanted to do a quick update session and talk about being a student in NYC, going to art school, living that really cool aesthetic life, but it's not because I'm a commuter. So yeah, I did also 5, maybe 6 clips for this video, but I tried doing it off the dome like most of my videos, but that wasn't working. I'm not really my cute freshman self with all this charisma and stuff like that. I was seasoned by college, you know, a little crackdown. So I made a list. You can't see it because the sun's in this side, and you know, I film on my iPhone because I'm very professional. One of the main questions I kept on getting asked was about my GPA in high school and what scholarships I could receive from each school. So my GPA in high school, I'll just say it now, it doesn't really, I think in art school aspects, it doesn't really matter unless you want merit scholarships. So I got mostly A's and B's, and then it was a weighted 4.0, but I did have a C in AP Calculus, so I don't know, give and take, that really doesn't matter, but I was a pretty good student. I received the highest merit scholarship that you could receive from SVA, still wasn't enough, and I also received work study, still didn't feel like enough. And then for FIT, I got accepted into their honors program, which gives me a stipend per semester, which is pretty helpful. FIT gave me less money than SVA, but FIT's base tuition was a lot less for me, especially because I'm a commuter, and I'm also an in-state student, so that was a big factor. For SVA, I think they have a higher scholarship for portfolio-based things. If you really have financial struggles and stuff like that, you should really look towards that type of thing for SVA compared to the merit scholarship, which is still pretty good, but you receive more for your portfolio. Another question that I received is why I chose FIT over SVA, and the FIT program I'm doing right now is illustration and SVA was animation, and how do I feel about that mix-up? It's not really a mix-up, but at first I was really kind of sad because if I had my way and no financial troubles, I probably would have chosen SVA. But as I'm looking back, my art skills aren't really the best they can be, and I would feel better not spending too much on learning the basics at FIT, and that's what I feel like I'm really getting, whereas SVA really promotes having your own style and stuff like that. FIT is really about getting to the bare basics and drawing from life and, you know, knowing your proportions, which I know seems a bit basic and it seems repetitive for some people who did go to art high school. For me, it felt really helpful. Also with, I don't know, I feel like there's this whole new wave of people being stuck on animation. I'm learning a lot about the whole, I guess, storytelling art freelance type of thing in general at FIT. I'm meeting a lot of different types of artists who do advertising, marketing, you know, children's books and stuff like that. Yes, the dream for me was animation and storyboarding and that type of thing, but now as I keep going, I could see myself doing children's books. I could see myself doing some marketing campaigns. You know, it doesn't, I think some advice that I could give is just don't be stuck on one thing. If you feel like you can do something and you're 100% into it and you're practicing every day, yes, go for it. Live your best life. But, you know, if you feel like you were stuck on something and you can't really get there, or you feel like there are things in your way, you have to be open to anything. And that's what I'm really learning here at FIT. This is the last thing I want to say about the SVA versus FIT type of thing, because, you know, SVA has their own thing. I don't know their lives. They're probably other students who actually go there who can tell you a lot more than I can, but professor-wise, I feel like I'm pretty okay at FIT. There's a few professors that I have who were actually students at SVA, who are still practicing artists, who are doing freelance and doing really well. You know, they've been in the, I guess, art space for a while. They're all really respected, so that's nice. And if anything, when it comes to professors, you just really need to check rate my professor. That's what I did. As soon as the courses came out, I just checked all the professors and, you know, saw what people were saying about them. I checked out their work and saw who was most applicable to the work I wanted to do, and I just went to those classes. Know who you want to have. Just know who you're looking for when it comes to professors. And surprisingly, I thought we weren't going to have a lot of materials because it's a SUNY school, and I thought some stuff is going to be crappy. Some aspects of the school are pretty crappy, like broken sinks and you know, internet not working, blah blah blah. The classes are a little bit big, but we have the Cintiq lab, we have all of the Adobe, like the newest Adobe versions of the Creative Cloud. If we want to, we can rent cameras and stuff like that. You know, everything's available for us, but I think we have to search a little more at FIT, and that's not a problem if you're really motivated. I am a commuter student. You know, my life is very privileged. You know, I get a horse-drawn carriage every time I go to downtown, you know. Very, very lavish living life. No, I wish. I take the subway, which is kind of the same as taking a carriage in the sense that it smells like horse crap often. I take 3 to 4 trains depending how lazy I am. Commuting wasn't so bad. It was just a big adjustment from high school where I was driven to school, and now I do an hour commute to school. But I make sure I have my classes that start at 9, hopefully a lot of classes that don't end too late, because I don't want to be walking alone in NYC and, you know, at the dark. Gotta take that into consideration, but it's not as bad as you think. I thought it was gonna be awful, and I was dreading like, oh my god, those 2 hours could be like used for school and stuff like that. No, you just need to draw people on the train or read a book. It's actually pretty story inspiring because the type of things that happen to me on the train. I think I want to do a specific video just about subway stories. Yeah, I'm gonna be a storytime YouTuber. Domix, watch out. I don't know, I guess you guys want to hear things about NYC, because when I looked at FIT videos, it was usually people who dorm. There's dollar pizza everywhere, traveling groups. That's about it. Just if anything, if you go to an NYC school, be willing to take the subway, be willing to walk around, just explore the area while you can. NYC is just so growing and, you know, so full of culture, and I'm biased because I'm from NYC, but it really is true. You can get a lot of art inspiration anywhere you go, so I think just going to art school in NYC is just probably some of the best experiences you can get out here. Some FIT specific things. Once again, I do the honors program there, which I highly suggest everyone should apply to no matter what. If you're an art student, business student, whatever. It's a good opportunity to just get the networking that's within the honor specific type of thing, and it's also just like extra money towards your tuition, which never hurts. Club wise, there are no clubs that I'm really interested in. I don't really do that type of thing. There was a comics club that is over. There was a drawing around NYC club, which is over. We'll see how that goes next semester. I thought going to FIT for illustration would be very, you know, art based and, you know, like shoving colored pencils up my butt and, you know, not having anything to do with math or science or, you know, English or anything besides art, you know, like eating up that Van Gogh every day. It's not. It's really not like that. In some classes it might be, but, you know, I found it really important to have an English class, to have an art history class, which I know what has to do with art, but just something that has me involved with other students outside of my illustration specific program, just so I can breathe. I don't know, it depends on the type of person you are, but I found myself really liking English. So another thing too is like I can be an illustration major and I could look into an English minor, which I know is like, you know, being homeless and being homeless again, but, you know, I found that I really like stories, and there's a wide array of classes that I thought FIT would box me in because they force you to take a major, but, you know, you still have the chance to explore things with your electives. Another thing I found myself searching for when I was looking at these type of college videos is like, what if you go to a school and you're not really the strongest person there art-wise? Like, how do you feel about competitiveness and stuff like that? So I'll talk about my experience. Once again, I know I keep on saying this like it's an excuse, like I'm not the best artist, like I started drawing in sophomore year, but as it goes on, you know, I started the semester feeling like I was, you know, towards the middle of the pack and stuff like that. But it really doesn't matter if you're willing to work hard, because I saw, you know, some other kids who, you know, they weren't confident in their art as well, but throughout the semester they were just really working hard, drawing every day, you know, asking professors for help, and I saw them improve and I saw myself improve, and I felt like we all got stronger as a pack, you know. I was scared of like the whole competitive vibe because we're all looking into the same career, and like, You know, we all know that there are kids younger than us doing art earlier and earlier. So it's always this type of vibe of like, oh, who's gonna get the first job? Who's doing freelance already? Like stuff like that. But it was all pretty supportive. It's supportive in the sense where it's kind of like, you know, we get that underlying bubbling feeling of like, this is all like slightly competitive and we all want to be the best in the class. You know, all these compliments come from a place of genuineness, but it's also kind of like looking over your shoulder where it's like, oh shit, she's getting better, or oh no, he's like really good at storytelling, and you kind of like, you know, have to kick your own ass before these other kids kick your ass. But it's also like, you also look over your shoulder and you're like, wow, she really is getting better. That's so good for her. And like, oh wow, he's really like such a good storyteller. I want to like be friends with him and like keep him in my life. Because it's always like the mix between you need a supportive friend group, you need to be motivated, but also like you never know where these people are going to go in their lives and you want to keep them around, which is always like gross feeling where it's like, oh, you're just friends with people so you can network with them and, you know, like be up when they're up, which is sad, but it's true. Big suggestion is just don't start problems with people because you never know where they're gonna be and where you might need someone. So yeah, that's important. I'm not really sure how specific you guys wanted me to go in this video. If you have like more questions, like what classes did you take? What are the majors like? Don't ask me that. I don't know what the majors are like. I do drawing. No, don't ask me who my professors were. What if I say something bad? Just, if you want to ask me about my classes and what I did in them, I think that could be a whole separate video. I just wanted to keep this pretty short and sweet and just like a little update because there was a few questions that people kept on asking me. And yeah, I just really want to make some helpful content. I also want to draw a bit more. We'll see how that goes on this channel. Probably not gonna happen. We'll see. I'm on winter break. I'm free till the 28th. So if you have those video requests, you can shoot them down below. Pew pew. All right. That was embarrassing. Bye.